People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honourable
You human trafficker.
Honourable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
people into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honourable
You human trafficker.
Good day, viewers, and welcome to another episode of Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network right here in the city of Port Harcourt. News, events, and stories abound in the state system. ATN's appetite for in-depth, unbiased, and factual reportage is the driving principle for this program in order to bring government activities to the doorstep of the people. And now let's go through the highlights of today's report. Navy uncovers storage facility during illegal bunkering. Tanker drivers to boycott the planned protest. EFCC seeks partnerships to prevent corruption. And mass trial of 300 terrorists begins. We'll go for a short break, and when we return, we head straight to the details for today. Please stay tuned.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honourable
You human trafficker.
Honourable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
so no agreement with the EU, but
Welcome back, and now we head into the details for today. Nigerian Navy said it has uncovered a storage facility for illegal oil bunkering and rescued 4 fishermen and seized 56 bags in the nation's maritime domain. The Director of Naval Information, Commodore Iwoyo Adams Aliu, made the disclosure in a statement on Monday in Abuja. Adams Aliu said that the quick response team of the Nigerian Navy ship Pathfinder uncovered an illegal oil bunkering facility in Okuzi in Oba Ebema and Doni local government area of Rivers State on Monday. He said that the team working under the Operation Delta Sanity uncovered the facility, which was being used by crude oil thieves to refine products. The team swiftly cordoned the area and apprehended 2 suspects involved in the illegal activities. About 68,000 liters of illegally refined diesel was stored in various containers, sacks, drums, and tanks within the facility. Pumping machines, hoses, and outboard engines were found within the illegal refining facility, he said. The Navy spokesperson said that the investigations were ongoing to ascertain the owners of the facility and their collaborators. Adam Saliu said that the Navy, under the watch of the Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, was poised to keeping the nation's waterways safe and secure for legitimate economic activities. He urged criminals and economic saboteurs to stay away from the nation's territorial waters. Analysts have commended the directive of the Federal High Court for PDP River State to proceed with its party Congress. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network's program Open Conversation, a political analyst, Egbebu Bright, stated that the decision was apt following the political calendar of the People's Democratic Party in the state.
To join other states for the World Congress, I think it's a very nice decision, because remember the statement of the governor, who said PDP have failed them, him and his supporters in the state. And now, who are the people that went to court to stop this Congress? So what is their aim of stopping the Congress? Are they members of this party or they are not?
Meanwhile, Mr. Ugochukwu Ifeanyichukwu maintained that the PDP Congress in the state will be distracted by counter-political claims and vice versa.
What elicited the state PDP, those loyal to the governor, Seminary Fubara, to go to court was a fallout of a PDP governors meeting with the NEC, or the working committee. You know, the other day you were trying to give me the difference and
This is coming as the Federal High Court in Abuja recently directed the People's Democratic Party in Rivers State to proceed with the conduct of its ward, local governments, and state congresses. Governor Sim Fubara of Rivers State is banking on traditional rulers to join in stopping oil theft. He said that oil theft was a big threat to the economy. He thus advised traditional rulers to take charge of their domains and ensure that they made life difficult for ill-guided youths involved in acts of economic sabotage in their various communities. Governor Fubara gave the charge while declaring open the 117th and 118th combined quarterly general meeting of Rivers State Council of Traditional Rulers at their secretariat in Port Harcourt on Monday, July 22nd, 2024. The governor urged everyone to support and see Nigeria's progress as a stable country while advancing economically, adding that this is possible only when there is high production of crude oil as the mainstay of the national economy. He said, "I want to see a different society from this hour. The FG is doing everything that our crude oil The FG is doing everything to see that our crude oil production level increases, but every day we are having issues of illegal bunkering, pipeline vandalism, and all associated problems. All these people that are carrying out these evil acts, they are not coming from the moon. They live in our communities. We know them. And I am charging this council as a first step to take charge of your communities. If there is any information that you need to share with us, share with us. Overall, we need our country to progress. We need our country to be stable. We need our country to grow economically." It is true only one means oil production. The governor insisted that we are charging you to please go back and take charge of your communities. I assure you of our support if there is anything that we need to do. If it means government sending you some little support financially to create your own vigilante to help, we will do it. Governor Fubara expressed delight and gratitude to God that the council still exists despite the protracted political travail confronting the state and his administration. The governor explained that what he is doing is devoid of politics but a performance of the statutory duty of government, especially in the appointment of a new chairman to steer the affairs of the River State Council of Traditional Rulers. The monarchs appreciated the governor and gave him tips. Analysts have maintained that it is the constitutional obligation of the House of Assembly to ensure smooth operations as it concerns the affairs of local government councils in the states. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network's program, Open Conversation, a political analyst, Wisdom Land, local government affairs are enshrined without the interference of the state government.
Did not make provision for interpretation of the local government to fall back within the hands of the local government council. Rather, he enshrined that responsibility on the status of assembly. And you also agree with me, based on what the 1999 Constitution has amended,
Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. On X, formerly Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, and watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Now, moving on, a suspected kidnapper has been killed in a gun battle with the police operatives at Oviri or Gore community in Ugeli North local government area of the Delta State. A statement by Delta State Police Command said that the suspect died in the hospital where he was rushed to while receiving treatment due to serious gunshot injuries he sustained during the gun battle. Delta State Police Public Relations Officer SP Bright Edafe, in the statement released on Wednesday, said that acting on credible intelligence gathered over a period and in an in-depth technical intelligence related to the kidnapping of one male victim kidnapped at his residence at a Jakota area in Ugeli South local government area of Delta State, the operatives on special assignments led by ASP Julius Robinson, cracked down the deadly kidnapping syndicates responsible for the act on the 1st of July 2024 at about 12:00 hours and arrested one Ismaila Umaru, 28 years of age, of Kekura village of Awe local government area of Nasarawa State, but resident at Ohara town by power line. The police spokesperson further revealed that on the 4th of July 2024, the suspects led operatives to the arrest of two other gang members, namely Chede Mohammed, male of 18 years of age, a native of Nasarawa State but resident in Agwara in Ugeli South local government area of Delta State, and Muhammadu Sani, male 26 years, a native of Banbiru area of Abuja but resident in Upper Abaro area of Ugeli North. SP Odafe said acting on their confession at As of 5th of July 2024, the operatives stormed the bush by Oviri Ogo, where the operatives encountered an attack from other gang members, one where the suspects were hiding in the bush and sustained gunshot injuries and was taken to the hospital where he died while receiving treatment. The police spokesman further disclosed that the investigation is ongoing. Suspended Abia State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Ngozi Okoronkwo, has tendered her resignation to Governor Alex Oti. A press release signed by Ukoha Njoko Nkoha, the chief press secretary to the governor, said that the governor, while accepting her resignation, thanked Dr. Okoronkwo for her services to the state and for her modest achievements in repositioning the health sector for better service delivery in the last 1 year. He wished her well in her future endeavors. The chief press secretary said that the governor reiterated his commitment to the transformation of Abia State and reminded Abians that they gave him the mandate to assemble his team, and this includes hiring, suspending or sacking his appointees, or rejigging and reshuffling his cabinet whenever the need arises for the sole purpose of delivering all his promises to the people. ATN recalls that Abia State Commissioner for Agriculture, Professor Monica Ironkwe, and Commissioner for Science and Technology, Chima Oriako, tendered their resignations from Governor Alex Oti's cabinet last week. The reasons for their resignations are still not known. Analysts have commended the community development initiative by the Ebonyi State government spanning through 100 communities. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Society Watch, a public affairs analyst, John Idumange, stated that the move is in the right direction as the core essence of governance.
Means we are saying we trust you to carry us from where we are to where we ought to be. So such initiatives are very welcome.
In view of accountability, Mr. Idumange advised on the need for a formidable committee to oversee the projects across board.
Only thing is that when you have such bulk money to give out, it's also very important that you oversee the disbursements.
Recall that Ebonyi State government had disbursed 2.55 billion naira to 100 communities. Governor Francis Nwifuru officially flagged off the Ebonyi State Community and Society on Social Development Agency program in collaboration with the Ministry of Human Capital Development and Monitoring. Analysts have tasked both the Anambra State and federal governments on the need to tackle the sit-at-home issue in the southeast with adequate security apparatus. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network's program Society Watch, a public affairs analyst, Wealth Uduyemi, stated that without assurance of sustainable and adequate security, lives of citizens will constantly be at risk.
Here you can go and bust them all. The moment you are thinking you are recording success here, somewhere in the interior, you are getting another news. Oh, exactly. And then they don't just make empty threats. Some of the threats made are always, follow with, actions and more threats. And once you can take the hold of the people with fear. So even if you say everything is safe, you still want to check, is this?
This is coming as traders and leaders of various markets in Anambra State, particularly the commercial city of Onitsha, have expressed concerns that despite the various directives by the state governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, that many markets that major markets should be opening on Mondays to counter the sit-at-home order, as directives have continuously been flouted. In preparation for the commencement of the e-call-up system on the Lekki-Epe corridor on the 1st of August, the state government has continued to engage stakeholders on the project's implementation. During the stakeholders engagement meeting on Tuesday in Alausa, the Commissioner for Transportation, Mr. Oluwaseun Osiemi, emphasized the initiative's importance in ensuring seamless traffic flow in the Lekki-Epe corridor. He urged stakeholders present to disseminate the commencement information to their respective teams. Mr. Osiemi highlighted the Lekki-Epe zone as a major investment hub and affirmed the state government's commitment to preventing its deterioration. He emphasized that the collaboration of all stakeholders is essential for the initiative's success. He also stated that the state government has zero tolerance for non-compliance and enforcement will be stringent. Special Advisor to the Governor on Transportation, Honorable Shola Giwa, encouraged stakeholders' collaboration in replicating the success of the e-call-up system in Apapa in the Lekki-Epe zone. Permanent Secretary Mr. Olawale Musa expressed gratitude to the stakeholders for their commitment to the e-call-up project and urged them to ensure its success. He assured that traffic enforcement personnel would be on the ground to carry out full enforcement and ensure compliance. Stakeholders present contributed meaningfully to the meeting and assured of their commitment to the initiative's success. There appears to be plans to counter the End Bad Government protest in Lagos State as traditional worshippers are set to hold Oro Festival across the state. This was disclosed in a notice to residents and visitors which went viral on social media on Wednesday. The notice read, "Please be informed that the Oro Festival will be observed in various communities across Lagos from 1st of August to August the 15th. This traditional Yoruba cultural event involves significant rituals. Suspiciously, the time frame of the Oro rituals coincides with the End Bad Government protest, but the state government has, however, denied having a hand in the cultural event." Speaking to the press on Wednesday, Oboyega Akosile, the special advisor on media and publicity to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, however, noted that like the youths intended to exercise their right to protest, traditional worshippers also have the right to perform their activities. Mr. Akosile, however, advised the protesters and Oro adherents not to stand in each other's way to prevent breakdown of law and order. Mr. Akosile, however, noted that if the protests turned violent, security agencies would be on hand to ensure that it didn't turn bloody. Recall that ahead of the 2023 general elections in the state, Oro Festival was also declared, with residents witnessing pots of rituals placed at several junctions and in front of some houses across states. 3 days to the March 18, 2023 governorship elections in the state, the traditional ruler of Ikate Elegushi Kingdom, Shahid Ademola, was reported to have declared a 3-day Oro rites, claiming that the festival was an annual event. It was, however, believed that the scheduling of the ritual event was to prevent voters opposed to the ruling party from voting freely for candidates of their choice. You are watching Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network. We'll be back shortly after this break. Please.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable
You are a human
They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a very firmly. Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable
You are a human
Welcome back to Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network, right here in the city of Port Harcourt. And now to the rest of our stories. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has promised to complete the Apo-Kashi Road within 7 months that was awarded 13 years ago and abandoned. Wike said the project has been delayed and politicized despite 86% of the contract value paid, and the project remains uncompleted.
The one that concerns FCT particularly is the Kashi Apo, which of course they got here. It's unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. For 13 good years, this road has been abandoned. And I want to say clearly that part of the problem we have here is politics. Everything we politicize, and that is why the development cannot get quickly to our people. I'm happy with under this present administration on the Hope agenda. We'll do everything possible to see the area of Karashin to Apo is completed, to politics involved. So if you look at it, some people would think that you are trying to withhold people. But you see, I don't understand why. With the government have paid not less than 86% of the funds. And look at where we are. See where we are. If you say, okay, go and see what you say. Oh, it's political. Yeah, we change it. So let us not waste our time and just go ahead and see that we complete the job, and then the people will be happy. And that's what the government of the Hope agenda is all about. So don't talk about we change anybody. We know there will be problems. We have to solve the problems and make the people happy. That's what we have. Thank you, sir.
Speaking of the contractor, Wike said in the next 2 weeks he wants to see equipment on ground before he commits funds, adding that the importance of having contractors sign an undertaking was to ensure accountability and commitment to transparency and efficiency.
On my doubt about the capacity of the contractor. I don't need to be told when you go to a site and you see where people are working or the company is working, you can say, oh, this company has capacity. What kind of equipment you see, you can go home and sleep. We have been to several sites. All of us can attest to the fact that when you see equipment, you can say, look, if they tell you they're going to finish in just 1 month, you believe that they'll finish in just 1 month. But this, I don't believe, even if you put all the resources down. Again, if you go and terminate the contract, then you also have to pay the cost of it. So these are the problems. But I want to urge the contractor, it will no longer be business as usual. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. You must show that you will be serious. In the next few weeks, I want to see the equipment on ground before funds will be released. I will not go to release funds today when I don't see that capacity. So they must move the equipment to the site, and then that will convince me that yes, we can have some kind of, okay, they've shown some interest, they will can give some funds, but I can tell you I'm not happy at all. So I think let us do the original design and then complete it, perhaps in the next 6-7 months. But like I've said, the contractor must show us that he has the capacity to deliver, and then we'll make him have an undertaking that funds provided, he will complete it within the duration of 6-7 months. Okay.
209.26 trillion cubic feet of associated and non-associated gas as transition fuel amidst climate change concerns, which poses serious challenges for oil and gas economies like Nigeria. While Nigeria contributes about 16% of sub-Saharan Africa's methane emissions, with the International Energy Agency's projection showing that in 2023, Nigeria must have generated approximately $350 million in revenue from abatement initiatives such as capturing and reselling methane. Stakeholders are worried that the expansion of gas utilization could worsen the emissions. Director General, Nigerian Council on Climate Change, Dr. Nkiruka Madueke, stressing the challenges and solutions relating to climate change, energy transition, and sustainable development in Nigeria, noted the need for effective planning and policy implementation in carbon emissions and promoting economic development. Speaking at the event, Madueke noted that the country needs accurate data, government engagement, and public awareness to support environmental regulations and attract investments, stressing that the current administration is implementing a series of projects and guidelines aimed at reducing greenhouse gases emissions, particularly in the oil and gas industry. She said the goal is to balance economic growth with environmental sustainability by leveraging Nigeria's natural resources and improving energy efficiency. NRGI Senior Officer Tengi George Ikoli insisted that the expanding domestic gas use and exports has serious consequences on escalating methane emissions in Nigeria unless necessary actions are taken. Stressing the need to prevent increasing methane emissions, George Okoli said that unchecked methane emissions could worsen Nigeria's climate change crisis and undermine the country's capacity to trade in the global market and leverage the proceeds to sustain its economy. George Ikoli said that the federal government and relevant agencies such as the National Council on Climate Change, the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources, and the Federal Ministry of Environment must play their part by collaborating with the private sector and other stakeholders to develop clear strategies and expedite implementation. The Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiatives, NETI, Dr. Ogbonnaya Oje, said that there was a need to incorporate a methane emissions reduction mechanism in Nigeria's response to energy transition. In August 2022, Nigeria launched its plan to transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy. The plan aims for a transition to net zero by 2050 with carbon emission targets set for 2060, 10 years later than the global target for energy transition. The main thrust of this plan includes reducing or eliminating carbon emissions, including methane, and providing infrastructure for renewable energy. Director of Programs at the Center for Journalism, Innovation and Development, Akintunde Babatunde, said that it is important to improve the knowledge cycle and framework in addressing methane emissions. Babatunde stressed that the upskilling civil society organizations and journalists to better report on sectoral events is crucial to ensuring that the government is supported and held accountable in their pledge to reduce. Emphasized on the need for adequate attention and timely response for the citizens by the government.
But my doubt is about the capacity of the contractor. I mean, I don't need to be told when you go to a site and you see where people are working or the company is working, you can say.
Something must have prompted you to that. Probably must have seen the way things are being done or things are being carried out in the country. Wait for people to say, okay, we're about to carry out a protest before the right thing will be done. Of course, our president is not new to the country. Even before he came into power, he has his own, what is prospect for Nigerians, for the masses. Now, you know that
enough time to respond to their requests. Nigerian Senate on Tuesday passed the Police Act Amendment Bill to enable a person appointed to the office of Inspector General of Police to remain in office until the end of the term stipulated in the letter of appointment. The executive bill was forwarded to the Senate by President Bola Tinubu in a letter. The Senate thereafter passed the bill for the second and third time after consideration of the bill. Correspondent Rotimi Adewuyi reports.
this 1 year. Something was that problem.
The Senate leader, Senator Okoyemi Bamidele, led the debate on the general principles aimed at amending the Nigerian Police Act 2020 to end future controversies regarding stipulated tenure of appointment and retirement age conflicts. President Bola Tinubu appointed IGP Egbetokun in June 2023 for a term of 4 years along 4 new service chiefs. According to Section 18, Subsection 8 of the Police Act 2020, IGP Egbetokun, who was born on September 4, 1964, is expected to retire in September this year, when he will be 60 years old. By that time, he will have been in office for 1 year and 3 months, with 2 years and 9 months remaining of his 4 years appointment. The controversies about the tenure of IGP didn't start with Kayode Egbetokun as the IG. IGP Usman Baba retired was not in any way different, which this bill seeks to address these controversies.
This bill seeks to enable a person appointed to the office of the Inspector General of Police to remain in office until the end of the term stipulated in the letter of appointment. The bill aims...
I think if there is no proviso, I have my worries here.
This amendment, we should look at it carefully, particularly as it relates to somebody staying in office for as long as the office. An appointment that is created by the Constitution, the tenure and the way and manner moved should be in accordance with the Constitution and the prevailing laws, and not a letter of appointment.
The bill, however, provides clarity and stability in the leadership of the Nigerian Police Force, ensuring that the IGP can serve the full term as appointed without obstructing retirement due to age constraints. The new Police Act amended bill, when assented to by the President, will enable an appointed Inspector General of Police to remain in office for 4 years irrespective of his retirement age. Rotimi Adewuyi, ATN News, Abuja.
Analysts have tasked private business owners, including other small-scale business operators, on the need to manage their businesses as much as its staff would be paid when due, in line with the new minimum wage. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program, Atlantic Blowout, a socio-political analyst, Ekie C. Ekie, advised business owners against excessive recruitment on his payroll.
Nobody compels you to engage multiple staffs that you can't take care of. I know that we have wicked, CEOs who believe that those who work for them, who work around them, are slaves, so they don't deserve a very quality life. We also have CEOs who are nice, that even with that salary you are going to earn, before the end of the month, you even have much more than the salary.
Meanwhile, Mr. Ekie cautioned against exotic lifestyle among business executives and entrepreneurs. You recall that Senate President Godswill Akpabio have announced that the newly approved minimum wage applies to all workers across both public and private sectors, including maids and other domestic staff. The bill was speedily passed by both chambers of the National Assembly just after it was transmitted by President Bola Tinubu. Petroleum Tanker Drivers Branch of the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, PTD NUPENG, has said that it has no plans to embark on strike in support of the planned August 1 nationwide protest by some Nigerian youths. The national chairman of PTD NUPENG, Comrade Augustine Egbon, in a statement on Wednesday, raised concerns that some forces were trying to infiltrate the youth to promote the planned demonstration. Egbon's statement followed an online report attributed to a union member, Comrade Olaiton Idris, who claimed that an industrial crisis was imminent. Idris asserted that the recent special delegates conference in Lagos, where Comrades Augustine Egbon and Oluchi Chinagorom were elected as national chairman and national secretary respectively, did not have the support of the majority of the union members. In response, Comrade Egbon dismissed Idris's claims as false and baseless. He affirmed that the election in Lagos was well represented with delegates from all zones and 150 units of PTD NUPENG and observed by representatives of the Federal Ministry of Labor. Egbon urged security agencies to interrogate Comrade, alleging that he had been manipulated by forces collaborating with the mastermind of the protest. There are truths in the made by the so-called who asserts to be of the union. We do not recognize him in any of our units. Nigerians should disregard rumors of a strike by our union. Those making such claims are aligned with the planners of the August protest, Egbon said. He reiterated the PTD NUPENG under his leadership has no plans to strike and urged the federal government to identify and address those issuing threats of a strike during this critical period of the industry. Securities and Exchange Commission has said that the resolution of identity management issues will help reposition the Nigerian capital markets to the heights. The Director General of the SEC, Dr. Emomotimi Agama, who stated this at Work Identity Management for the capital markets in Lagos on Wednesday, said that the identity management system currently being developed by the markets will tackle lingering identification issues. Dr. Agama emphasized that identity management issues, when solved, will provide a lasting solution to the issue of unclaimed dividends, reduce the barriers to entry to the market, and make the market more attractive to the youth segments whose participation is currently very low. The SEC DG stated that the workshop aims to bring together stakeholders and industry players to discuss and seek ways of addressing the lingering issue of Ready. The Securities and Exchange Commission, therefore, in January 2019, set up an in-house committee on the subject. The committee was tasked with identifying issues surrounding identity management in the market, engaging with relevant stakeholders to document and propose solutions and making recommendations to management. Agama said that in a report submitted by the in-house committee to management, it stressed the need to consolidate investors' data and seek ways and means to find a lasting solution to this monster plaguing the market. Following the recommendations of the committee, the SEC DG said that the commission in 2021 dissolved the in-house committee and set up a market-wide and bigger committee to undertake a more intensive study of the depth of the Nigerian identity crisis, and more specifically in the capital market, and articulate actionable and measurable solutions to lingering issues, harmonize the various databases of investors in the capital market with a view to engendering data accuracy and addressing the absence of a central repository of investors' data for the entire spectrum of the Nigerian capital market. According to him, the committee, graciously chaired by Mr. Aigboje Aigi-Mokwede, has its membership drawn from leading market players and institutions across the Nigerian capital market ecosystem, including the chief executive officers of Nigeria Interbank Settlement Systems, NIBSS, and the Nigerian Identity Management Commission. In the course of its work, the committee engaged the services of Ernst & Young as consultants to assess the current state of capital market identity management system, undertake a cross-jurisdictional peer review, and develop a future state identity management framework for the Nigerian capital market. Here at the workshop today, EY will be providing insights into the research undertaken on our markets vis-a-vis other jurisdictions and presenting solutions to our identity management challenges. Agama stated further. He stated that the postulations and recommendations of EY will be subject of deliberation for all stakeholders at the workshop, which he hoped will assist in proposing a lasting solution. In his remarks, the chairman of the committee, Mr. Aigboje Aigi-Mokwede, said that the work of the committee will assist capital market operators in elevating their performances and commending the SEC for the support of the committee. And viewers, this is where we wrap it up on this edition of Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network, right here in the city of Port Harcourt. I am Raymond Ken Mbata. Stay connected on our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on X, formerly Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, or watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you and stay tuned.
From the line across the ocean to and beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
you human
on the point of order. Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.